We are on air. Welcome, everybody, to the first ever episode of Rec Report. You guys having fun?
It's good to be here.
All right. If you guys want to introduce yourselves to the camera, let them know what club you're a part of. Today, we're going over sports clubs.
Awesome. My name is Carson Engelman, and I am the president of the Ice Hockey Club.
I'm Unique Petit, and I'm the president of the FGCU Tennis Club.
I'm Silver Chiquetto, and I'm the president of the Medieval Combat Club.
Awesome, guys. Let's get into these questions. We got some raging questions. I've been in contact with these guys for about probably a week or two, and it's honestly been a great time talking to them over there, but I would love to get to know them and their sports even more. So we'll go down a line. How do you mentally and physically prepare yourselves for a game day? If you want to start.
Yeah, I could start. Hockey's a pretty physical sport, so there's a kind of a lot of preparation that goes into it. And so our game days are typically Friday and Saturday at home. And I like to always get a good meal in me, kind of take some time to have some alone time and space throughout the day and just kind of lock in mentally. That way when I get to the rink, it's all routine from there.
Awesome.
So.
For us, I would say, we're just kind of getting into tournaments and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we restarted the whole club the past couple years. So
Really?
Yeah, there was a whole thing with officer positions not
Okay.
getting transferred over and this whole stuff.
Okay.
But
All behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
a whole bunch of behind the scenes stuff. But we just started going to tournaments last year, and we've been going to about 2 per semester.
Okay.
And so for those, we usually travel within Florida. So the first one we went to was FAU last year. I think that was just kind of a whole brand new experience for us. So we weren't really sure how to do everything. But our second one was UF, and then with that, we just kind of had a whole plan.
Really?
Get to the location on Friday, and then kind of spend the night there. Maybe have like a team dinner or something. Get everyone all together, and then the next day we all start playing. We just get each other ready, and yeah.
Very nice. Silver, before we get to you, I want to talk about the restart of your club. How's it going?
It's going really well. So far, it's great. We have our first tournament this semester next weekend. We're going to be going to UF again. So
awesome.
It's gonna be a lot
I
of
hope
fun.
you guys win.
Yeah,
You got to keep me posted. I want to see it.
Sure,
I want to see it. All right, Silver, up to you.
So our tournaments and stuff is more kind of like at a festival.
Uh-huh.
So some of our people go to fight in the tournament, some of them don't, and they kind of just go to interact with the rest of our sport.
Mm-hmm.
But usually, like, once we're there, it's a camping event, and we'll all just camp out there. Some people will meditate. I usually like to meditate before tournaments. It's very physically demanding, so being in the right headspace is always the biggest thing for us.
Okay.
If you are playing too dangerous, a lot of times you can get pulled out for some of the things you can pull.
Really?
There's plenty of people in recordings and stuff of like, oh, I swung for someone's head. It's too many times. And they're like, okay, now you're done. You're not allowed to play anymore.
Wow. Okay.
So it's a lot of trying to be in the right headspace. Sometimes we'll talk our newer members in and be like, hey, this is what you should be doing, coaching them through it a little bit, just so they're in a calm state when they get in. Kind of like how fencing is. Like, you don't want to go in and just be like, I'm just going to do whatever and hope that it works. You want to be able to think your way through it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So when I was looking at your guys' social medias and everything,
Yeah.
I want to know about Winter War. I want to know about that. That was like the main one that I saw on your guys' page. I want to tell me a little about it.
So Winter War is an event held in Alabama by one of the non-school related groups. Basically, it's a 4-day event. We go out. First 2 days are more about just camping, hanging out. We'll do large-scale battles, kind of.
Okay.
It'll be like 100 v 100 people or 200 v 200 people, and just this massive field of people fighting.
Really?
Sometimes there'll be themed games. Our biggest one is something called Push the Payload, which a lot of people see in like FPS shooter games and stuff like that.
Okay.
Just moving a person across the field, but because we don't have guns necessarily, the closest we have is like archery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of just learning how to work with other people and pushing them across the field.
Mm-hmm.
Outside of that, we'll do like 3 or 4 of those a day, and then at night we'll do night fighting, where everyone kind of like gets in this big or like pit, and just starts fighting for the night.
Really?
And that can go on until like 2 a.m.
Oh, wow.
They'll do
Oh my
that for
gosh.
hours.
Wow.
And then tourneys happen where we do like specific weapon types. So like that right there is like the standard. That's what we call blue as a short sword. But like there's that one for specifically just that. There's one for spear. There's one for longsword. Sometimes they'll do like a fun one where we've had javelins that you can throw. We've done javelin tournaments where it's like 3v3, basically playing dodgeball.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun. All right, I got one more question for you, and then we'll move on. What are your top 3 kits that you guys use? Well, like, what's your favorite, in your personal opinion?
My favorite is spear. It's not everyone's favorite.
Okay.
For just Florida specifically, the biggest one is what we call red, which is our longswords. Arguably the most popular in the entire state. And then outside of our state, the bigger one is sword and shield, which we call sword and board. That tends to be what most people lean towards. It's an easy thing to get into at first. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to be super good to use it. So it's a great starter kit usually. But yeah, I still prefer spear though. It's a lot more calculating because I have a lot more distance, but I also have no defense now.
Yeah. All right, Carson, I got a question for you.
What's up?
When I was talking to a friend, and I quote, this is an exact quote because I wrote it down when they were telling me, I enjoy going to FGCU club hockey games more than some professional team games due to the passion the players play with. How does that make you feel?
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah?
That's
Tell me about it.
That's the goal. I mean, every time we step on the ice, whether it's a practice or a game, our goal is to give as much passion as we can. The cool thing about a club like ours is, or a hockey team like ours, is that everybody is there because they love the game, and it's not a job. And yeah, it's just pure passion. Our rink is a little tighter than most rinks, which brings the fans kind of like right up to the action. And it's just that's a pretty cool statement. That's cool to hear because we do play with passion, and it's cool that the fans get to realize that.
Yeah, I've been to a couple games myself. They're very interesting. You guys definitely play with passion. It's honestly one of my favorite club sports games to go to. I've only been to a handful. Shout out to the women's club soccer team. I go to their games a lot because I know a bunch of people on it. But no, I've been to like 2 or 3 of your guys' games, and I'm excited to see what you guys do this year.
Yeah, awesome.
100%. I think it's going to be great. Continuing with you, last year your team made it to the semifinals, right?
Yep.
If any, what changes are you making to get over the hump and make it into that championship game?
I think as a team, just kind of buying into our plan a little bit more and almost being more prepared for the game, understanding sometimes hockey games can be very tight and clustered, and other times they can be more of a chess match where more of your systems and your game plan and your X's and O's, as some people call it, kind of take over. So every game is a little bit different depending on who you're facing, the intensity of the game, the situation. And so I think just going in with more of an understanding of being able to read the game and change the way we play to maintain control of the game.
Awesome. So. Yeah, it's definitely a good strategy. I hope you guys make it to that championship game. I want to see a trophy.
Excited.
I want to see a trophy, man.
That's the goal.
I got a tennis question, dude.
Go ahead.
I got a tennis question.
Ready for
It's
it.
been scratching my head recently.
Okay.
In your career,
Yeah.
have you played on different types of courts, such as clay or grass?
So really all I've played on is hard court and clay.
Okay.
I actually grew up playing on clay.
Okay.
I've learned everything on clay. So I bring a lot of the mobility stuff on clay onto hard court. So a lot of the times when I'm like sprinting on the hard court, I'll slide because that's just the normal. It's the normal reaction to do when you're on clay. And so I bring a lot of that of what I've learned on clay into hard court. But it's a really easy transition. It's not that big of a difference in my opinion. However, I have heard that grass court is ball drops a lot easier, a lot quicker, and so you got to be more on your toes and kind of be everywhere all at once.
Okay.
And so with grass courts, you definitely see a lot more winners and everything, just because people are dropping the balls, stuff like that.
That honestly kind of answered my follow-up question. That was like a part of a question, and then honestly, this kind of we can ask the question.
Yeah.
Does practicing for those games differ from each other? Like when you're when you're preparing to play on a clay court, does it differ from when you're playing on a regular one?
I wouldn't really say huge. Like it's definitely I think for a lot of people that grew up playing on hard court, it's definitely a big transition just because it's a lot slipperier. And so you kind of just have to prepare yourself to be able to slide and kind of trip yourself up a little bit just because the surface is completely different. But other than that, I mean, just you know, being stance and being on your toes and everything, that I think that's the most important.
Okay. All right. I do have another question.
Yeah.
It's a lot of questions.
No, I like them.
But I want the students to know more about club sports.
Yeah,
I think
of
it's a
course.
great part of URecWell, and it's definitely a spot that I want to focus more on.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole series because I just love it. I'm a big sports guy. I love sports.
I think our sports club the whole department, I think it's amazing.
It
I
is.
mean, compared to a whole bunch of other schools, I know that at other schools kids have to pay like dues and everything and all this stuff. We don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that hockey, you guys have dues, but you guys are on a whole different level than we are. No, I think it's great that, you know, we're able to kind of, you know, get a couple of funds from the school and everything and, you know, use that towards, you know, the sports that we love and stuff.
Yeah.
I was about to say, not paying dues. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying other tennis clubs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that honestly leads me into one of my questions. So we'll start with you. We'll go on to Silver, and then we'll come back to Carson. How do you guys separate yourself from the competition?
Oof, that's a great question. Wow. Like, I don't know how to really answer that.
Like, what makes you guys better than other schools' teams? Like, is it your equipment? Is it the way you guys practice? Is it the way that you guys play hard?
I would say I think it's the way that we connect with everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, since the club wasn't really a big thing the past couple of years, you know, we've slowly grown a lot bigger, and with that, you know, you create a lot more connections with everyone within the club. And now it's almost like a family. You know, it's you know, we, like I said, we go out to team dinners and do all this stuff, and even after practice, we all tell each other, hey, like, let's go to Cava, let's go here, let's go there, and we all just kind of enjoy each other's company, grown this kind of family type of connection, which actually I would say really helps us on the court as well.
Yeah, 100%. It definitely builds chemistry. I feel like that's across all your guys' sports. Chemistry is like a big deal, like especially if you're doing teams. Silver, do you guys do like more teams, or like is it like more like singular fights?
It's a bit of both. Some people will choose to fight on their own. We definitely have a few members that like to do that.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, if we're doing like those big team battles, it's usually like, oh, we're gonna group up with people we know, people we like. So that chemistry comes into play there, and then we also have like 2v2 tournaments, 4v4 tournaments, stuff like that. So it also helps out with that too.
Yeah. All right. That's awesome. All right. Then I'm gonna ask you the same question. What separates yourself from the competition?
It's a bit of two things. The biggest thing is we have really experienced mentors. A lot of our past officers still stuck around as our coaches, and they are now some of the best fighters in our sport.
Really?
So a lot of time they'll come down and help us coach our new students that come in, and they'll help guide us when we're at tournaments and stuff. Not to say we're not also having to fight them in those tournaments, but yeah, it's a part of that, and it's also we're very willing to get out there to like go to new things. So in the past, we've only gone to like 2 events. And this year and last year, we started going to 4 events. So we've doubled the amount of events we're going to.
That's awesome.
And the biggest thing is that we sponsor our students to go. So they have to pay for an entry ticket, and they have to pay for their food. And that is it. We cover their gas. We cover lodging.
Wow.
All of that is either reimbursed to one of us, or the school already covered it and paid for it, which a lot of people can't do. It helps us keep people in the sport because it means more people going out, means they get to experience more out of it. But most schools can't really do that. They don't get that much funding that they can take their students out and be like, hey, let's go to a game. You're just going to watch the tournament and see how you feel about it.
Yeah.
That would be all personal expenses usually.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's definitely interesting. I've always been intrigued in your guys' sport. I knew my old roommate participated, I think during like an open practice or something. Probably. One time.
Yeah.
And then my freshman year, it's actually a funny story. Me and my old roommate from freshman year, we were sitting outside a boardwalk and we saw you guys like practicing or something. So we walked over and we were like, look, I don't know if this is allowed, but can we fight each other right now? Can we try this out?
Yeah.
And you guys were like, yeah, absolutely. I thought that was like awesome that you guys
We're-
were just so willing.
We want to bring as many people into it as possible. Like, we're all there to have fun. We want more people to have fun with us. The more people we have, the more fun you can do, the more cooler games you can play. Like, if you had 20v20 on Capture the Flag, that's a lot more fun than 5v5.
Yeah. What is it called? I got my butt handed to. Dylan, I want a rematch if you're watching. I definitely want a rematch. All right. I let you have some time to think about your question. So what separates your hockey team from the competition?
I think there's a lot of things in hockey. There's a lot of variables in the sport, and I would say the one thing in our program versus other clubs, other teams, is the culture and, you know, the traditions that we built at the school since our founding in 2002. I mean, the coach and the guy who started the organization preached character, preached culture throughout his time here, and our coaches now continue to kind of carry on that tradition of character comes first. And I think that, you know, with that comes good recruiting. We've got a lot of high-level talented players that either were on the cusp of playing very high-level hockey or, you know, worked their way up to become a part of this team. And so, you know, we have great talent, but so do all the other best teams in the league. And so I think what keeps us consistently coming back to those positions is our tradition and our culture of winning. It's win or bust for us every game, and we have a lot of fun with it. So.
I think that's fantastic. I'm definitely a big guy into tradition. I think that's definitely a big part in sports. It's definitely something that all teams should definitely inquire about when they're trying to move forward, especially trying to win games. It always builds it down to character and tradition, 100%.
Yeah.
All right, we'll get into a little fun question. We'll take a step back. We'll go into a little bit of fun. Do you have a playlist or a certain song that gets you hyped up before games or practices? Let's start with you.
Yeah. So we used to have a good warm-up mix, and I think we still play it during our warm-ups. We have a 10-minute warm-up.
Okay.
Where we just kind of shoot pucks around the ice and go through a couple drills, and so we have a pretty good mix for that. It's got the infamous eagle screech over the speakers. That's pretty funny. And then in the locker room, we switch it up a good amount. We lost our best DJ that I've seen on the team. His name's Shane Murphy. I mean, this guy was unbelievable on the aux. He would go from, you know, 80s rock to hip hop to country, and we have this one mix that we love to listen to called Down Under Country Mix on Spotify.
Okay.
And it's just a bunch of country songs compiled into one mix, and it's like there's 6 of them, and they're all hour loops, and we love it. So
What's like the reoccurring country singer? You guys got like a main one?
ooh, I don't know.
I'm
With
a big
those
country.
mixes,
I'm a big country guy.
I mean, yeah, I like the typical, you know, Morgan Wallen,
Yeah.
Cody Johnson.
Okay.
So, I mean, we listen with those mixes. I mean, they bring in old school Luke Bryan, new stuff. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
You throw any Luke Combs in there?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, man.
He's one of the best to ever do
Yeah.
it. So
I love
yeah.
Luke. He's a great one. All right. Let's see. Well, what about you?
So during practice, I bring a speaker, and then so does one of our other members, and I usually put on like my upbeat mix from Spotify whenever we do that.
Okay.
But whenever we're at a tournament, Team C, Brandon, Peyton, you know this one. Whenever we're heading to the courts, because how the tournaments work at other schools, sometimes you'll be on different locations of courts because there's just so many different teams coming to one place. And so we have about 3 teams. We have an A team, a B team, and a C team. I was on the C team. And so on the way to the courts every time without failure, it's Devil in a New Dress by Kanye West and Rick Ross.
Okay.
Specifically the Rick Ross portion of his verse. Just, I don't know, there's something inside that song that just gets me so hyped, so excited, and gets me ready for the tournament.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Silver.
So for us, we don't really have like a playlist we all listen to.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of has like their own music taste.
Okay.
I'll listen to like the playlist from Arcane.
Oh yeah.
Because it gets me a little pumped up. And then we have one person who's now a coach. So he became notorious for wearing headphones on the field. And constantly he would just be playing the most random meme music.
Really?
He would be like, "Oh, I'm listening to this." I'm like, "What is it?" And it's just like random noises. And I'm like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's this song from TikTok." And I'm like, "Why?"
No, it's fair. Like, I mean, like, there'll be some times when, like, I'm at the gym and I'll be like, I'll scroll on TikTok and I'll see, like, an edit with, like, a good background music, and I'll be like, okay, this is going to let me hit my PR. Come on now.
Well, because he'd put on, like, Crazy Frog. And we're
Oh,
like,
what?
why? He's like, "It's just fun to run around to." We're like, okay.
Yeah, I
I
guess.
guess that's one way to get pumped up.
Yeah. All right. You know what? Let's bring it back to tradition for a second.
Okay.
Because I like this song question. So how about we'll start this during this episode and we'll continue it through every episode. We'll start with you three. I want each of you to give me a song and we'll make a playlist for the listeners to listen to these songs, whether they're at the rec center or if they're just going to class or something. And I'll ask every guest what their favorite song or what song they want to add to the playlist. So we'll start, Carson, we'll start with you.
This is a tough one. One song, huh?
One song and one song only.
Can I go look on like my phone?
Yeah.
You know, I got a lot of music.
Oh boy, we got a lot of.
Check real quick.
Trying to think of win songs. We had Margaritaville, Jimmy Buffett.
That's like one of my top 5 songs of all time.
That was good. We had, I think my freshman year, our win song was the Pump It Up song. You got to pump it up.
Yeah,
So that was good.
Oh, you're
No,
asking about win songs? Like
No, like any
one
song.
song.
Like
Oh, okay. Any
it
song.
could be a
Sorry.
random song.
And then I don't know if you all saw, but I think it had to have been the 21-22 season. There was this guy, Michael Haskins, again, another legend, and he was dancing in the locker room to this song, and it went like completely viral
Really?
on Instagram. I mean, I think it got like, I want to say several million
Wow.
views.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
likes, but views. And so yeah, that was a pretty good one. But I gotta go. We'll go Margaritaville. Jimmy
Margaritaville.
Buffett.
That's a
Keep it-
fantastic song to be
Yeah.
the first song. That's it. My dad will be happy.
Keep
He
it-
loves a little Buffett.
Yeah,
All right.
keep it
This
classic.
this is hard because I mean there's so much.
I know.
So
There's
much
so
to
many
look
good
at.
ones that we could add.
I don't know, man. It's like my music taste is always changing.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'll go kind of simple with it. I mean, I would say I grew up loving EDM, so I would say maybe like Titanium by David Guetta.
Good one.
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
just
Uh-huh.
Nice.
you know,
Okay.
the build up and then the drop and everything. It's just
Definitely
definitely a
100%.
good one to play.
Can
play in
you
the gym. Yeah.
can you give us a little snippet of that?
Yeah, can we get like a little
Oh.
acapella?
I'm a little under the weather.
Wow.
I definitely would, but right now. No.
All right, so what about you? You got a song?
I'd have to say "Playground" by B. Miller.
Okay, I haven't listened to it. I'm gonna have to listen to it.
That's fair. It's an alright song. I mean,
Okay.
it's kind of like the bigger one that they played in Arcane.
Yeah.
It definitely would describe our sport a bit.
Okay,
though.
definitely. Yeah. All right. Shout out to future guests. Be prepared for a song request to be added to the playlist. No, those are 3 great songs. I'm gonna have to listen to Playground. I've heard of that Arcane show. It seems pretty good.
It
I'm gonna
is.
have to get into it. My
Yeah.
roommates like it. All right, let's move on. Let's go on to another one. What first got you into your respective sport, whether it be just coming to school or like, did you grow up on it? Were you just intrigued on it when you came to the FGCU? Carson, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I played t-ball when I was like 5 and 6 years old.
Okay.
I'm from Miami, Florida, so it's pretty miserable out there at times in the summer. Same way it is
Yeah.
here. And I just remember I liked baseball, but I would always I wasn't super bought into it. And
Yeah.
they built a rink about 5 minutes from our house, and I have an older brother, 3 years older. And my dad took him to the rink for skating lessons, and he loved it. And then I just kind of followed right behind him, and so I've been playing since I was about 6 years old, and played youth hockey, high school hockey, the whole 9 yards, and ended up here.
That's
So,
great. That's great. That's such a good story. I love it when it's like you started when you were like 5 or like when you were just young and then like you just followed through. You played it in, you said you played in high school, I'm assuming. Yeah.
High school, some travel hockey, some tournament
That's
teams.
awesome. That's
yeah.
great. Yeah, I always wanted to get into hockey, but I
That's
always
pretty
stuck
cool.
with football. I liked football.
Football's a good
Yeah,
sport.
Kellenberg. Shout out Kellenberg in New York. All right.
Nice.
What about you?
So yeah, no, I started playing tennis when I was about 5 years old as
Okay.
well. My mom used to play when she was younger, and then she thought it'd be a good sport for me just to kind of grow up with. And since then, you know, played basically every year since then. Played in middle school, played in high school, joined my high school team. We won districts a couple times, but never really got it that far into like states or anything like that, fortunately. But then I came here, and then my freshman year, tennis club wasn't really a big thing, unfortunately. And then it wasn't until like end of my sophomore, start of my junior year is when it really like started kind of picking up a little bit. And then, and then since then it's been a sport I've always loved. You know, I was a ball boy for the Miami Open.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's interesting.
Cool.
Yo, tell me about that a little bit. I want to know about that.
It's an experience, man. I mean, just being on the court with the best players in the world is something that you just, and you're right there. You have the best seats in the house.
Exactly.
And you know, you get to see your idols, see the people that you watched growing up to, and then just being on court with them.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I got a racket from this guy named Feliciano Lopez.
Wow.
One time he was playing doubles, he broke his racket, and it was the end of the match. We're all standing along the lines, and he like gives me the racket, and when he puts out the racket like that, usually a player like wants the balls, and I'm like, oh, I don't have any balls, like I don't know what you want me to do. And he's like, no, for you. And I was like, oh my god,
that's awesome.
Yeah,
core memory right there.
Yeah, core memory. Yeah, forever remember that. And then, you know, I'm planning on doing it again. It's in March, so
really?
I graduate in December, so I have some time to do that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, Silver.
Just like how you found out about our club, I was a freshman.
Yeah.
It was like my spring semester. I'm chilling in the Osprey buildings, and out of nowhere, I hear this concerning sound, we'll say, from the field outside of Sovi.
Yeah.
And I look outside, I'm like, what's happening? And I just see like 30 people on the field fighting.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, that was not what I was expecting. And like, I'm not the most social person. I was like, this looks really cool. It looks really fun. I don't know if I want to go talk to a bunch of random people. Okay, but I decided to go down, started talking to them. They were like, oh yeah, they were medieval combat. We're just here for the one day because we couldn't get the other rec field today. But after that, it was like, just come to our practice. And I started going, showing up. Usually we come with like groups of people, of newbies. But they just kind of took me and they were like, cool, this is how it goes. This is how it starts. And then threw us right into a game. And we're like, okay. So that was kind of just hooked me. I really enjoyed being out there fighting with people.
That's great. That's awesome. That especially that it's like you found out during college. Yeah. Like how it's just like it was because it was there. You bumped into them. Yeah. That's an awesome story. Like nonetheless, even though you didn't grow up with it, that's still awesome. Yeah. Like that's how I find out about all the clubs. Yeah. I find out through just bumping into people.
Yeah, well, so I found out like last year that apparently like my hometown that I grew up in has like a group that practiced like 20 minutes from me.
Really?
And I'm like, they've been practicing since I was a kid. So I'm like, why did I never know about this?
Really?
I've kind of just been like skirting around them my whole life apparently. And it's like, all it would have taken was like one day of them running into me.
You think if you knew it back then, you would have done it?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I was that kid who tried out every sport that I could.
Okay.
I tried out basketball, soccer, football, baseball, and I enjoyed all of it. I did sailing for a while.
Really?
Like, I would try out whatever I could, whenever I could, so I definitely would have tried it, and I probably would have stuck with it.
Yeah. We have sailboats on campus through URecWell. Go to the waterfront. They're awesome. You can also check out Marketing Tries Sailing. It's also a great video. It's on our Instagram.
Don't we also have a sail club?
Yeah. Yeah, I think we do. Yes. Yeah, so check out them too. Yeah. All right, we'll move on to our next question. How are you a leader on and off the team? We'll make it come back this way. So Silver.
So on the team, it's a lot of organizing stuff, kind of bringing people up. Part of our sport is kind of like having people try to mature through it, because a lot of it is freshmen who have never seen the world without their parents sometimes. So it's like, hey, you're completely responsible for yourself here.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of like guiding them through that. Some of them have been like, you could say, are chronically online. So it's like trying to get them more acclimated to talking to new people, meeting random people that are like twice their age sometimes. And then off the field, it's a lot of kind of holding everything together sometimes. A good club is usually going to have like a bunch of different friend groups. And then my job is basically, how can I get them to interact with each other? Maybe have one person hang out with a different friend group that day, but make it so it's their choice to do it. It kind of creates a nice like aesthetic between the club members, and everyone kind of gets along pretty well because of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Yannick.
So on the team, I would say, just kind of putting everything together, setting everything up, especially like tryouts and tournaments and everything, kind of leading everyone to know what we're going to do. I think that's the biggest thing. It's definitely really hard getting people all together. And I mean, recently, our first day of practice was absolutely insane. And just, I think the leadership of me and also my other officers just kind of promoting the club and everything, I think that was huge. And so I think, just pushing out and promoting and just kind of guiding everyone in the right direction. I think that's something I do on the team. And off the team, I mean, like I said, we're a family and everything, just trying to stay connected with everyone and making sure that we all have good connections with everyone. Because, again, it is sport, and, there's a lot of competition within it, and there's also a lot of, pushback and knuckles grinding and everything. And so just trying to mitigate everyone and make sure everyone's kind of on the same page and just happy, and, we're a family. So
Yeah.
Let's keep it, close.
Yeah, I love that. All right, Carson.
Yeah, I'd say the way I lead on the ice as a player, I try to separate the two. It's sometimes hard, but you have the off-ice aspect and the on-ice aspect. And I'd say kind of my whole life, and especially here in college, my method of leadership on the ice has been more of lead by example, just trying to be a role model on and off the ice at the rink, specifically in the locker room, in the gym, just trying to show up every day and give 100% mental and physical effort, because that's one thing I've learned is you can have physical effort or mental effort, but they both have to kind of be there to be performing at a high level. So I'd say leading by example, trying to be vocal at times, but also knowing when it's best for nothing to be said is a big lesson I've learned as a leader. And then off the ice, it's more behind the scenes. It can be a thankless job at times, just trying to make sure that everything's taken care of. And I'm very lucky to have the support of our coaching staff, especially our head coach, and about 4 or 5 guys who chip in on our team and on the Division III team who chip in to help the club run behind the scenes. So that's really helpful. But yeah, off the ice leading, it's more of more administrative, and it's more of a thankless, just making sure the boys are taken care of.
Yeah.
So
we'll get into our last question of the day, so I can let you guys go. It's been a long day. It's Friday especially, so have a great weekend. But before I let you go, let me get into the last question of the day. Carson, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Has there been a time in your career where you didn't want to get out of bed and go to practice or go to a game, and how did you overcome that? Because obviously that's a big mental block. You gotta overcome these.
I would say not literally having trouble getting out of bed, because our practices are at 4:45 and our games are at 8:30. So hopefully that's not the case. But on more of a kind of the purpose that you're asking, is I typically have class before practices and sometimes before games. And so I'd say, the past few years I've had class until 3:15, and then you got to be at the rink at 3:45. And sometimes that can be a struggle depending on whether I've eaten or not. And I think the thing I try to remind myself the most is that this is the time of my life and all my teammates' life, and we're going to be talking about these 4 or 5 years for the rest of our lives, and just how much fun and the opportunity that we have to go to the rink, 4 to 5 times a week, and spend time with our best friends and play the sport we love. So I think I have to remind myself of that sometimes, and it can be hard, but it's
definitely
it's well worth it.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
I would say same thing with Carson. Our practice is at like 6 p.m.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm always excited to practice and everything. It's probably one of my favorite parts of the club, just being out on the court with everyone. We're all having a good time, just playing a whole bunch of fun games and stuff like that. When it comes to tournaments, I don't really. I get really excited. I get really excited to wake up that morning and play with my team. It's you get this feeling, this rush of just, you're going to play, you're going to have a great day. Yeah, you're going to be tired by the end of it, but I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just there to have fun and, be competitive. And I like that. I like that drive, that power that just gets you up and gets you excited.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely, it could be hard to get out of bed sometimes, but
A little bit.
all my classes are pretty early, and I
Yeah.
am not a morning guy at all,
Oh,
so
yeah.
it's definitely different than you guys's, but
Yeah. When
I
it comes
also-
to class, that's a different story.
yeah. But like, I also just like to rot in bed half the time.
Yeah.
But you just gotta like pick yourself up, get in the right mind space.
I think when you just have something that you can look forward to that morning, or
Yeah.
you know, it's something that you care about a lot, it just gets you up.
Yeah.
You know, it's I don't
Yeah,
that's-
without a doubt.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, Silver.
So for us, same, like our practices and all our tournaments are at night, so it's not really hard to get up for those.
Yeah.
But like usually, if we're getting up early, it's because we're gonna be driving somewhere,
Mhm.
and that can be anywhere between like an 8 to 12 hour drive.
Mhm.
So we kind of just like I'll wake up sometimes and just be like, I don't want to make that drive this morning
Mhm.
at like 6 a.m.
Yeah.
But then I'll try to like remind myself, well, you have like these things happening today, and you get to talk to these people today, and that
Mhm.
kind of like helps you remember, like, okay, no, I really want to go now though.
Yeah.
Same thing that we tell our members of, it's like look for something that you want to get out of every event we go to, because then you'll have more fun at the event.
Mhm.
Whether that be fighting more people or talking to a new person or going for some kind of role in the community.
Yeah.
Either way, it's find that thing, encourage yourself to get that thing, and then just go do it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, a little shout out to the Medieval Combat Club when we were doing the Rexpo out on the lawn. It's kind of my roommate in the past has gone in for a little combat, and I tried it this year, and I think I might have gotten his leg, and then I got taken down. So it was a pretty humbling experience, but it was fun.
We're trying to do more like open events this year and stuff to bring more students in. I know we're trying to get some teachers on board to do come fight your professors.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That would be
we
so much
really
fun.
want to grab a few teachers. We've had several
That would
teachers be like, I'll help with that. And we're like, please, we need you to petition so we can do this.
Yeah. All right. To wrap things up, I want each of you promote anything about your clubs. I want these people listening to learn about you guys. Anything that you want to teach them about it, now's your time. Shout out your social medias, your any tournaments that you guys got coming up, any open practices. Go for it. Stage is your guys'.
Cool.
Yeah, I can go first. So Medieval Combat Club has a bunch of events coming up. Right now we have our biggest one, which is Spooky Slaughter in October. It's up in Lakeland, Florida this year. A lot of fun. Come out to our practices 6 to 8 on Rec Field 1 next to the water school. We're practicing literally every week on Tuesday and Thursday. If it's raining, we move to the boardwalk and we fight under the pavilion. Either way, we try to fight rain or shine. But yeah.
I would say follow the FGCU Tennis Club on Instagram. It's at FGCU Tennis Club. We have our UF tournament coming up next week, so it's be September 26th. So we'll be up there for that. Also, shout out to the men's and women's tennis team here on campus, the D1 team. They're been a huge help with us. We're planning to do some stuff with them later, so definitely come out to some of their matches and stuff like that. And then we're also holding a tournament here on campus for all the other schools to come to us on November 8th and 9th, I believe. So come out to that. We're going to be doing a whole bunch of fun stuff there. And yeah, just come out and play some tennis. We're open to all levels, even if it's your first time playing or you played 10 years. We have a lot of fun. We make it fun for everyone, and just come out and have some fun.
Awesome. Yeah, for the FGCU Ice Hockey Club, a lot of action coming up. We have our Division III team's home openers tonight. I'm not sure when this video will be released, but
It's not going to be tonight, but
Yeah.
good luck.
Good luck to those guys. I know they're going to do very well. And then from next weekend on, pretty much every weekend until about February, we have Division II and Division III games every weekend. On Friday nights, it's typically Division III at 5:30 p.m., Division II at 8:30 p.m., and then on Saturday nights it swaps. So Division II at 5:30, Division III at 8:30. But next weekend, our Division II team faces off against Liberty University, which is one of our biggest rivals from the time our program started, and they're always in our region. Great team, great group of guys over there, and great competitors. But we did happen to beat their Division I team last year as our first game of the season, so they definitely have it out for us. And so yeah, we follow FGCU Hockey on Instagram. we have a lot of good content coming your way, and we look forward to seeing you on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah. All right. Awesome. Silver, you guys got a social media? I don't know if you.
I think it's FGCU Medieval Combat.
Okay.
We don't use it very often. We mostly put stuff on our Eagle Link and on our Facebook page.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Okay. All right. I'll put all of their links to their respective sport clubs' Instagrams or Eagle Link or Facebook in the description if you're watching on YouTube. On Instagram, I'll put all their tags right here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to talk to me. I think it was great.
Yeah,
I think it was a fantastic
No, it was
first episode.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's about it.
Join tennis and hockey.
Yeah.
And medieval combat.
Come fight your
Trust me.
friends.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to the first episode of Rec Report. There's going to be a lot more to come. If any departments want to come and talk to us, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much, and we'll see you in the next episode. See ya.
Go Eagles.
All right,
Nice.
guys.
Sweet.
Awesome.
That was fun.